The only way to discover the limits of the possible is to go beyond them into the impossible. Everyone, to some degree, has a desire to achieve something that most people would call impossible. For me, it would be to quit my job and support myself while doing something that I enjoy, while being able to help others. Maybe something that requires creativity and writing, which I've always really enjoyed. YouTube would be a perfect example of that. So be sure to subscribe to support the channel. For you, it could be something similar, or it could be something a little more concrete, like becoming an astronaut or something. Now, neither of these things is impossible in the traditional sense, like me turning into a Super Saiyan. That's impossible. But there are people making money off of YouTube and other creative endeavors, so clearly we can do that. And there are also plenty of astronauts as proof that doing that is possible as well. Still, there's always unbelievers, people to say, that's unrealistic, you'll never achieve that, that's impossible. But as the quote in the beginning of the video suggested, if we never venture into the realm of impossibility, then we will never truly know the limits of what is possible. Think about that for a second. If what we just did is possible, then what about the next thing? Or the thing after that? You have to keep going, you have to keep trying until finally the thing that you're trying is indeed impossible to know where the limit is. Juggling isn't impossible, by the way, I just can't do it. We must not allow other people's limited perceptions to define us. In psychology, there's a defense mechanism known as projection, which involves projecting one's own thoughts, feelings, desires onto others. This also includes shortcomings. When people try to bring you down or convince you that what you're aiming for isn't worth pursuing because failure is inevitable, more often than not, they're projecting. They're allowing their feelings and their perception of your goals and dreams to dictate how they think you should feel towards them as well. And in a worst case scenario, if it's something that they tried to achieve but couldn't do it, they might be thinking, I couldn't do it, so how will you? I wasn't able to achieve it, why should you? So with all that in mind, I have a simple question for you. If you have a dream that seems impossible, that people say is too hard to accomplish, if it's something you really want, why not try? It's not because things are difficult that we dare not venture. It's because we dare not venture that they are difficult. A lot of the time, we choose not to chase our dreams or work towards our goals because we're afraid that they're going to be too difficult, especially when those around us are saying the same thing. Now, nobody ever said life was supposed to be easy. I do believe that most things in life worth doing take time and effort. You have to be willing to put in the work, to take risks in order to get the reward.
No risk, no reward.
So yeah, that goal that you have in mind might be hella hard to achieve. It might cause some pain, it might cause frustration, it might cause you to pull your hair out. But what if it doesn't? What if once you get started, it comes naturally? What if it ends up being super easy for you? Getting started is the most difficult part, and like that quote by Seneca alluded, the longer it takes you to start, the longer it'll continue being difficult. Now, I don't want to give you false hope. Don't take this as me saying that once you start your goals, they're going to be easy to achieve. The truth is, they probably will be very hard. You probably will struggle. Sometimes there's just no way around that. But you won't know unless you try. It is hard to fail, but it is worse never to have tried to succeed. Humans have a natural tendency of avoiding discomfort. Well, not just humans, really, all living creatures try to avoid discomfort. But the difference with humans is that we have the ability to consider our actions, consequences, and the level of discomfort that each one will carry with it. Yet, for whatever reason, over and over, we make decisions that will end up causing more discomfort in the long run just to avoid a little bit of discomfort in the current state. That's how it is with chasing our dreams. We choose to do nothing because it's going to be too difficult, it's going to be too stressful, and every failure along the way is going to be painful. But we fail to recognize that long-term, the decision to do nothing is going to leave us worse off. It's going to leave us looking back on life wishing we had taken the risk, wishing we had believed in ourselves, wishing we had done more. At that point in life, when you're old and tired, when it really is too late to try, nothing will hurt more than regret. And all because you chose to avoid failure. The greatest glory in living lies not in never failing, but in rising every time we fall. You've heard this quote before, or at the very least, you've heard some version of it.
But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward.
The quotes are meant to highlight resilience, but I like to think of them as also emphasizing your attitude towards failure. The way you feel about failure, the way you think about failure, will be the greatest determinant in whether or not you will keep trying. It will determine if you can get back up after taking life's punches. If you view failure as the end, there's no point in getting back up. There's no point in trying again. You failed. It's over. But if you see failure as a learning opportunity, as an obstacle to be overcome, as a point of reorientation, no amount of failures can keep you down. I've been on kind of a poetry kick these last few weeks, so I want to read you the last verse from a poem that's been on my mind a lot lately by author Edgar Albert Guest. It's called It Couldn't Be Done, and it calls out the importance of one's attitude when attempting difficult things in life. And it goes like this. There are thousands to tell you it cannot be done. There are thousands to prophesy failure. There are thousands to point out to you one by one the dangers that wait to assail you. But just buckle in with a bit of a grin. Just take off your coat and go to it. Just starting to sing as you tackle the thing that cannot be done, and you'll do it. And with that, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.